Vermont Red Pill here. Okay, so it's been a little while. You guys, if you've watched any of my videos from, if you watched any of my videos from March, you know why I've taken a little bit of a break. Part of it has to do with losing my beautiful cat, Pumpkin, and that was hard. So I needed like that month off to just kind of mourn and grieve. And yeah, some people will work to like get their minds off of things, and it was just hard. It was hard. We got a new kitten now. Her name is Love Muffin, and she totally lives up to her name. She's adorable. I'll see if I can show her to you a little later. So that's what's been going on for the past month, and it's just so much has happened news-wise that I just can't keep up with it. I can't keep up with it. What happened this week? Oh, craziness happened this week. Tucker Carlson was fired. Why was he fired? Word on the street. Has something to do with January 6th coverage. Maybe, you know, showing that the January 6th committee was full of bullhunky and lying about Jacob Chansley, the Q shaman guy, along with so many other people that are still paying for January 6th, for trespassing, for mild rioting, I don't know, peacefully protesting, right? Mostly peaceful protesting. Pretty sure the left said that, and they got away with that, mostly peaceful protesting, even though they were burning cities to the ground and killing people. But hey, you know what? It's MAGA, so they gotta be worse, right? MAGA means mega trouble. MAGA, mega trouble. What did they call us? Can't remember. It was something crazy. It was like MAGA terrorists or something. Oh wait, it was like MAGA T-word. If I put that on there, I don't know whether or not YouTube is gonna flag it. We're definitely in the middle of a smear campaign for Tucker Carlson. All these different things are coming out. It's weird because the left wants to say, oh, well, I bet it has a lot to do with that crazy lawsuit, Dominion lawsuit, where Fox paid $700+ million to what? I don't even know. What? Shut them up? I don't know. To stop Discovery? Were they not enjoying those messages that they were getting from the people that work at Fox that was basically saying, oh, everything that we've been saying about like Dominion and vote flipping and the stuff that we didn't originally want to cover? Yeah, our pundits don't believe in any of this. That's fine. Whatever. Let them have their opinion. We shouldn't be punishing people for having a different opinion than what their personality says on air. As long as you know. They're pundits. They're not reporters. Tucker Carlson was like right on the line. Why? Because he comes from a journalism background. I think his dad was like a reporter of some sort. So Tucker's cut from a different cloth than some of these personalities. And I think like losing his advertisers and everything that he's been through, I think it woke him up a little bit. Tucker maybe used to be neocon. Probably was for the Iraq War and Afghanistan War and all of that. It's never too late to change your mind on war. Being anti-war. It's probably not too late to change your mind on like being pro-war too, but if you were once a pro-war person, you're not always a pro-war person. We have plenty of veterans that come back and they're like, oh my God, I'll never forget what I saw over there. Regime changes. The United States military is actually responsible for a lot of, let's just say, drama. We're responsible for a lot of it. And that includes death. Children, women, men. We don't discriminate. We just bomb, apparently. We bomb. That's what regime changes and bombing, destruction. That's what we do. I don't want to get too carried away about war. I hate war. I plan on having another video where I will be talking about Ukraine specifically, Ukraine and Russia and what's going on there. So just touching on that, Tucker doesn't seem to be a neoconservative anymore. because he's actually reporting on what's going on in Ukraine. And if you've been paying attention to anybody like Jimmy Dore, Aaron Mate, Gray Matter, is it Gray Matter? No, sorry, the Gray Zone, the Duran, and who's the other person? Max Blumenthal. Sorry, Max Blumenthal. He and Aaron Mate are part of the Gray Zone. I trust them. A lot of their work is very well sourced, and they've been doing a lot of research on regime changes, thanks to the United States, NATO, the UN, all of the international news. Trust those people. Duran, Gray Zone, Aaron Mate, Max Blumenthal, Jimmy Dore. Sometimes you can catch everybody on the Jimmy Dore show live, but as usual, it's up to the comedians to show us the way. Stronger grasp of the truth, because they have a stronger stomach that protects them from being offended too much. You know, you can be emotional, but you also need to be informed. And a lot of times the emotions, they just kind of like get into you, and you're just like, I don't want to read anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. You know, you just hit this point where it's like, this is uncomfortable. Doesn't matter. Push through. Think about George Carlin. Think about all of the people that were probably very uncomfortable watching him in the audience. Doesn't matter, right? Did you learn something? Do you feel like you've grown as a person? Are you inspired to read more about certain subjects? There you go. This comedian / philosopher has done their job. Jimmy Dore, very much in the same field as Carlin, in the sense that he's funny, but he's also philosophical. Tucker Carlson is not the same as Jimmy Dore, but he did have Jimmy Dore on his show. I think he's had Aaron Mate on his show. He's had Tim Pool on his show. The variety of personalities that Tucker showcased in the last couple of years made me feel good. I don't like Fox. Hardly ever watch Fox, especially after the 2020 election. I was like, yeah, you're going to call Arizona early. Yeah, I've been hearing things about the Murdoch family being rather liberal, as well as neoliberal neocons. Yay, neos, just yay. We've been hearing that they were not happy with Tucker for quite a while now, so now we don't have a Tucker. What do we have for mainstream media? We have MSN. Nope. CNN. Definitely no. PBS. Oh, propaganda. BBC. Propaganda. Canadian. What is that? CCTV? CTV? Something like that. Propaganda. Thank you, Elon, for putting that out there in the Twitterverse that these particular organizations are being funded by the government. It's supposed to be viewers like you? Yeah, no. Mostly the government. This all reminds me of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer song. If you guys ever saw the musical for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, just think, for Tucker Carlson anyway, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? It's where does he go? Now, the question is, does he have the golden handcuffs on? Did Fox keep golden handcuffs on Tucker so he has to keep his mouth shut? Is that a possibility? I hope not. Tim Pool, when he worked for Disney and Fusion, and he didn't do what they wanted him to do, which is lie and give leftist biased media, give the audience what they want, essentially. He didn't want to do that because he didn't want to lie. So they fired him, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, you could be fired, but you're under contract still. And you're not allowed to, like, start your own thing while you're under contract. We call that golden handcuffs. And I really hope that that's not the case with Tucker Carlson. Because we need you, Tucker. We need you. Just like we need James O'Keefe. And thank God, James O'Keefe is back. He's got a new Project Veritas, except it's not Project Veritas. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, it's OMG. That's the initials for it. O'Keefe Media Group, or some. I know the acronym is OMG because I was like, oh, that's really easy to remember. So thank God we have James doing this, and Tucker, I hope he doesn't have the golden handcuffs on, because we need him reporting. They were threatened by his January 6th coverage, but I think what really did it, what really might have been the nail in the coffin, was Tucker reporting on Big Pharma. On Friday, he talked about how Big Pharma sponsors like 70% of the news. That's crazy, but it's true. So Big Pharma is a big sponsor of mainstream media news propaganda. They did not like Tucker saying that. So they probably put in a word with the higher-ups, the Murdochs. A little firing was done. Or at least, I think they were trying to get him to, you know, cool it on certain subjects, especially Big Pharma on January 6th. So they told him that, and then Tucker was just like, no, not doing that. Like, I don't have these sponsors anymore. You guys have already threatened me as much as you possibly can. I am the highest rated news host in mainstream media. What are you going to do? Well, I guess they're going to part ways. And that's Fox's loss. And I'm not sad about that. See ya, Fox. I hope you become irrelevant. I hope all of the mainstream media that we have becomes irrelevant. And it becomes about independent journalism, citizen journalism. Because I think that is where integrity is. It's no longer, oh, I have my degree, I went to this fancy college just for journalism, and my credentials will get me to where I go. No, it's not your credentials. It's not even your merit anymore in some ways. It's your integrity. Do you have it? And many, many journalists do not have integrity anymore. Reporters don't have integrity. Pundits don't have integrity. Tucker, he did. Did he get it right all the time? No. I mean, who does? I believe that he's one of those people that can actually say, oh, we at Fox News apologize for doing this, or, you know, we need to retract this, or update this story. Tucker was pretty good about that. I don't know about the other hosts. Like, don't really watch Fox. Didn't even really watch Tucker on Fox, like I said before. Kind of not boycotting Fox, but just done with Fox. Beyond boycotting, just done with you. Don't trust you, don't like you. You know, the Murdoch family is probably going to run you into the ground. So Fox's stock went way down when people found out that Tucker had been fired. Way down. I think it was like $900 million or something. So basically almost $1 billion. It sort of bounced back from there. But then when you think about the Dominion lawsuit settlement, which was like, you know, like I said, $700+ million. What, is Fox crazy? Are they committing corporate suicide? I'm sorry. Are they committing corporate Epsteinicide? Like, it seems like Project Veritas did, or at least their board did. Oh, this is how I'm going to destroy my company. I know. I am going to fire the founder. Or, I'm going to fire the highest rated news host on television. This is huge as long as he doesn't have the golden handcuffs. Because he could be as big as Joe Rogan. He could be as big as Russell Brand, if not bigger. Depends on where he goes. I can't wait to find out where Tucker goes from here. Where is he going to go? Is he going to start his own company? Is he going to start his own podcast? What are you going to do, Tucker? I'd love to see you start a company like James O'Keefe, like Tim Pool, and whatever you do, I would like to donate. So, again, can't wait to see what he does in the future. And Fox, a bunch of liars and horrible, horrible people of legacy media. You guys are going to lose a lot of money. Now, who's going to lose more? Bud Light or legacy media? I don't know. I'm hoping it's legacy media, but Bud Light, you pissed me off too. Because Dylan Mulvaney, like, I'm just going to touch on this very briefly in this video because we're running out of time here, right? You don't want to be here forever. Dylan Mulvaney, he should not have ever been the spokesperson for Bud Light, okay? Bud Light is either like hot girls with like big old boobies or whatever, you know, and they're drinking. They don't really like beer. They want the beer to taste like water that gets them drunk. Ta-da! Okay, so there's your commercial for one of them. Or it's the dudes that are like, hey, I get the beers for the girls that like the Bud Light. Not the trans male who isn't really transgender, because I think he's just a gay flamboyant man who likes to wear girls' dresses because he likes the attention. Dylan Mulvaney is an attention WHORE. Incredibly annoying, and just Tim said he was nails on a chalkboard. I don't know if he's as bad as that, but it's pretty bad. I'm just gonna say he's like ultimate cringe. He's like ultimate cringe. But I thought it would be good for him to be the spokesperson, or give him, her, them their own can with their face on it, which to me looks like it would be a good can to judge whether or not you've had too much to drink. Because you look at the can, right? It's got Dylan Mulvaney's face on it. And it's like, I don't even know. It looks alien-ish. Doesn't really look like a girl. Doesn't really look like a guy. I guess that you're going for androgyny here. I don't know. But if you're a dude and you're drinking that Bud Light and you're looking at the can with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it, and you start thinking, hey, that girl's pretty hot. Yeah, she was talking to me. No. You're done. No more beer. That's your litmus test. You think the trans person on the can is hot, and you're not into trans people? You've had too much to drink. Probably goes the same way for the girls too. Girls, you think that looks hot? Maybe don't drink anymore. You do not know what you're going to go home with if you think Dylan Mulvaney is hot. The thing that's most upsetting is that, why Bud Light? Why Anheuser-Busch would you pick Bud Light as the product that Dylan Mulvaney would be a spokesperson for? Why wouldn't you have sent him Bud Light, or not, what is it, Bud Light Seltzer? You know, the Bud Seltzer water? Why not send him that? That's what the youth likes. That's what girls like. That's probably what people like. Dylan Mulvaney, social media influencers, celebrities, aren't they all drinking that hard seltzer stuff? I like a nice local beer. We have a lot of really good beers here in Vermont. If you ever have a chance to come to Vermont, visit our many breweries. We got some awesome beer. Ask for the sour beer. It's delicious. Sour beer. That's where it's at. Guys, I keep checking to make sure it's recording because I do not have my contacts. I do not have my glasses. So I apologize for shoddy editing. I'm pretty freaking blind right now. So, and you know, if I was Anheuser-Busch, I would have made it so that Dylan Mulvaney was the spokesperson for the hard seltzer product and not the Bud Light that everybody's been drinking forever, and their customer base is not really into this whole like trans thing, or at least like pretending to be trans thing, because I think that's what's going on with Dylan Mulvaney. He just wants the attention, right? So it goes on TikTok. Originally Dylan Mulvaney, I think he had like videos about animals, not getting him a ton of clicks. And then he has videos about being non-binary. Oh, all of a sudden, we have some audience participation. Starts getting a lot of likes. Starts getting a lot of comments. So then he goes, okay, now I'm trans. And then just boop, oh, through the roof. Millions of views. Was it as like a public curiosity? Probably. But it's influencing a lot of young women and probably young men. But I'd say the majority of the people watching Dylan Mulvaney are like 15-year-old girls, 15, 13, teenage girls, basically. And who wouldn't want to market Bud Light to teenage girls, right? Anheuser-Busch? Good job on that. You screwed up big time. I don't really like Bud anyway. And I don't know if you've seen the commercial that Bud Light tried to put out for like I am sorry. But it was like they went to the 9/11 book and they were like, oh, the Clydesdale horses and patriotism and these quotes and la-di-da-di-da. It was patronizing, it was awful, and it actually made it so that Joe Rogan, who was cool with Dylan Mulvaney being on the Bud Light can, was drinking Bud Lights on the Joe Rogan Experience. Yeah, he's done with you now, Bud Light. He hates you. He hates you because of that awful commercial that you put out. So Really, I mean, I don't even know if apologies can help at this point, but I just want to say something. It's not Dylan Mulvaney's fault that this company has made him a spokesperson. It's not Dylan Mulvaney's fault necessarily that society has decided that trans is like the new big trend, and I feel bad for him. This is probably the biggest controversy that he's actually ever dealt with. It might hurt all of the other endorsements that he has, though he has Nike sports bras, which is really frustrating, and I think Maybelline now for makeup. So I don't know what's going on in the corporations. I think they've all lost their minds as far as trying to market to women through trans men or trans females. It's just, it's nuts. So I thought, in the spirit of, well, in the memorial to Bud Light, drink a nice, friendly Miller Lite, to Tucker Carlson, to Donald Trump, to James O'Keefe, and Julian Assange. Cheers. I don't usually drink these beers, but like I said, it's Friday. Let's celebrate being alive. Speaking of being alive, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. In real life, you were very smart, you were very funny, you're actually a very cultured person, and even though you had the craziest dysfunctional family circus, dysfunctional American family circus on TV, you handled it with respect. You didn't treat them like they were freaks. So take care of yourself and each other in the spirit of Jerry Springer. This Bud's not for you, but this Miller is. I'll see you next time. Bye.